When fermentation met curiosity, humanity's first strange drinks. Archaeologists suggest that the earliest alcoholic beverages were created not by genius but by glorious accident. A forgotten pot of fruit, a cracked grain jar, or spilled honey mixing with rainwater, fermentation simply happened. And ancient humans, sharp-eyed as ever, tasted the bubbling mixture and thought, "This is either dangerous or divine. Let's drink more to find out." 1.1. The world's first boozy experiments. The oldest known drinkable evidence comes from Jiahu, China, circa 7000 BCE. It was a blend of rice, fermented honey, wild grapes, and hawthorn fruit. Imagine a cocktail that was part wine, part beer, part fruit juice, crafted before pottery wheels existed. It wasn't bizarre because of its ingredients, but because its creators had absolutely no idea what they were doing. And yet, it's mild compared to the eccentric brews that would dominate ancient life later. Soon, cultures everywhere were experimenting. Sumerians refined barley beer. Egyptians mixed wines with herbs, sometimes medicinal, sometimes terrifyingly experimental. Greeks pushed their wines to near syrup thickness and diluted them just enough to avoid chaos at symposia. But all these feel tame. To find the truly bizarre, we must travel through history's wilder corners.
2. The fermented warrior. Kumis, the drink of the steppes. Move across the vast grasslands of Central Asia, home to nomadic empires and the stirring thunder of horse hooves. Here, the drink of choice wasn't grape wine or barley beer. It was kumis, fermented mare's milk. 2.1. What is kumis? Fresh mare's milk, naturally sweet and low in fat, is poured into a leather bag or wooden churn. It's stirred vigorously, sometimes by tying the bag to a doorway so every passerby gives it a kick. After fermentation, it becomes a fizzy, sour, mildly alcoholic beverage. To steppe nomads, kumis wasn't weird. It was daily life, nourishment, ritual. To modern tongues, it's a shockwave of tangy acidity with a funky dairy twist. 2.2. Genghis Khan and the power drink. Kumis fueled Mongol warriors. In chronicles, it's described as energizing, digestive, and spiritually essential. To refuse kumis was to insult hospitality itself. Today, kumis still exists, but a fresh, warm bowl in an ancient yurt surrounded by warriors sharpening arrows hits different.
3. Egypt's blue lotus wine, a drink meant for the afterlife. Ancient Egyptians adored wine, but they loved experimentation even more. Among their stranger creations was blue lotus wine, a beverage infused with the sacred blue lotus flower, famed for its mildly psychoactive properties. 3.1. More than a wine, a portal. The blue lotus wasn't merely decorative. Priesthoods believed it induced light euphoria, relaxation, spiritual visions, and social bonding. So Egyptians steeped the flowers in wine, creating a drink used in festivals, temple rites, and elite banquets. 3.2. Drinks for the dead. Blue lotus wine was also placed in tombs, so the deceased could continue celebrations in the afterlife. To Egyptians, partying extended beyond death, a commitment modern nightclubs can only envy.
4. The Greek kykeon. Part drink, part mystery. Ancient Greece gave us philosophy, democracy, and, less famously, a ceremonial beverage called kykeon, meaning the mixed drink. At first glance, it sounds simple: barley, water, and herbs. But kykeon was not your average grain drink. It was tied to the secret of Eleusinian mysteries, religious rites so important that revealing their secrets was punishable by death. Some historians argue kykeon contained ergot, a fungus that grows on grains and contains compounds related to LSD. If true, participants weren't just spiritually moved, they were cosmically transformed. Imagine drinking a holy brew believed to offer a glimpse of rebirth during a ceremony that no outsider, under any circumstance, could witness. Thousands attended. None ever spoke. The silence speaks louder than anything else. Today, we have energy drinks that claim to unlock your potential. Ancient Greece may have taken that a little too literally. 5. Roman delights, garum wine and beyond. The Romans prided themselves on grandeur, but they also had a taste for the pungent, the fermented, and the fearlessly funky. 5.1. Garum wine. Yes, fishy wine. Garum, a popular Roman fish sauce made by fermenting fish guts in the sun, was used in everything, so naturally, someone added it to wine. The result? A drink that blended sweet wine with savory sea funk, a combination modern sommeliers would quit over. Romans believed it aided digestion. Modern humans would need emotional digestion to handle the first sip. 5.2. Pasca, the soldier's sour hydration. Pasca mixed vinegar, water, herbs. Cheap, sour, and refreshing, and loved by legionaries marching across continents. Today, it'd be marketed as electrolytes with a kick. If you've ever sipped vinegar shots for health, congratulations, you've tasted Rome's everyday drink.
6. The Nordic mead that could kill you. Northern Europe, land of icy landscapes and hardy warriors, produced mead from honey, a drink that sounds delightful. But among the cheerful honey brews lurked a monstrous variant, bogged mead. Nature's fermentation trap. Archaeologists found remnants of honey mixtures fermented accidentally in peat bogs. The resulting drink could become contaminated with plant toxins or dangerous acids. Some varieties may have been consumed by desperate or adventurous groups. No breweries, no safety checks, just, let's try this honey we buried in the swamp. Brave? Foolish? Both.
7. Asia's strangest brew, snake and scorpion liquors. In parts of ancient China and Southeast Asia, herbalism blended with bravado. One result, snake wine. 7.1. How it was made. A live, venomous snake was placed into strong rice wine. In some variations, scorpions or geckos joined the party. Fermentation neutralized venom proteins, making the drink safe, technically. But spiritually, emotionally, that's another tale. 7.2. Medicinal miracles or myth. People believed it. Boosted vitality, increased strength, enhanced male vigor, cured illnesses. Today, it's still made, though mostly for tourists seeking a bravery badge. Ancient emperors, however, drank it earnestly. Most modern drinkers would rather face a snake outside the bottle.
8. India's Soma, the drink that inspired gods and poetry. Few ancient drinks are as mysterious or as central to culture as Soma, mentioned in the Rig Veda. It was praised as divine, energizing, and mentally transcendent. 8.1. The Lost Recipe. We know Soma was pressed from a plant, mixed with water or milk, used in sacred rituals, hallucinogenic or euphoric. But the exact plant is lost to time. Scholars propose ephedra, amanita mushrooms, or mountain plants with psychoactive properties. 8.2. Soma and immortality. Soma wasn't just a drink.
It was a path to the divine. Sacred hymns described it as the drink of immortality, the inspiration of poets, the fire within the gods. Imagine a beverage so profound it shaped an entire philosophical and religious tradition. That's more impressive than any spirit-infused craft cocktail today. 9. Mesoamerican cacao drinks, bitter, spiced, and electric. Chocolate today is sweet comfort. Ancient cacao drinks? Not even close. 9.1. What they actually tasted like. The Maya and Aztecs drank cacao mixed with chili, maize flour, water, vanilla, flower petals, and sometimes human blood during sacred rituals. The drink was foamy, bitter, spicy, and considered divine. 9.2. Cacao as currency and ceremony. Cacao was so valuable it functioned as money. Drinking it wasn't casual. It signified power, ritual, and sometimes human sacrifice. This was no cozy hot chocolate. It was liquid ceremony.
10. Japanese kuchikamizake, chewed rice brew. Shinto tradition once included a beverage that might challenge even the bravest foodie today, kuchikamizake, literally mouth-chewed sake. How it worked. Village maidens chewed rice to mix it with enzymes in their saliva, spit it into a pot, and allowed it to ferment. The result was mildly alcoholic sake. Saliva-powered alcohol creation. Ancient innovation or biological nightmare? You decide. Though modern versions skip the chewing process, the historical method remains one of the most eyebrow-raising drinks ever brewed.